Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome, it's Pete. Welcome to a new episode of today's Best Stock Picks. It's Tuesday morning, December 8th, 2020. Got a little bit of a push and pull right now, as we discussed yesterday. You really need to be in stock picking mode right now because the market is a little bit up there, probably still looking at a little bit of profit taking, which is just normal. You know, it's funny. We get so spoiled by so many of these stocks going up huge percentages after one day. We kind of expect it to happen every day. We get one day of profit taking, which was really kind of an inside day in the SPY where we really didn't go anywhere. But everybody's like, what's going on? Why is the market not doing anything? And just stay calm because there's plenty of opportunity. The last thing you want to do is overtrade in a market that's just doing what it normally does, just taking its breath, right? It's actually normal price action. If you've read reminiscences of a stock operating, you know that there's normal pushes and normal pauses, and that's just a part of the market. The key, though, however, is actually understanding when to be buying that pause and the pullback versus not chasing price. And we spoke yesterday in great detail about not chasing price. It's one of the biggest challenges, or I dare say use the strong word, it's one of the biggest mistakes that newer traders make, where they run a scan, chase the price, get in too late, without understanding how to be a tape reader, and it pulls back, they get out like they're supposed to. They read that in a book, and then it does exactly what they thought. So today, I just want to really focus on, there's some stocks that are setting up. The majority of stocks that we've been trading heavy for the last month or so are kind of, the tape has changed a little bit. We have an old friend popping into the watch list today. We'll get into that in a second. A stock that was very easy to trade earlier in the year, had earnings, pulled back right at a support level that that was a breakout level. We're going to look to start trading that today. But I think probably the story of the day today is Tesla again. Tesla has offered to sell 5 billion shares of common stock at the market, fair market price. So no need to panic if you're long Tesla. Everybody's like, oh, that means it's immediately going down, and you hear all this chatter. Let the stock play itself out. Read the tape. Have your reference points. The stock has exploded. We had the trade from 460 to 500. We were looking at a pause at 500, and now we just had a nice run of another 30 something in the last day or so. So really it comes down to, you need to know your time frame. If the stock explodes and you have a good entry, you need to know what a profit target looks like. If you don't, you're just kind of chasing your own tail. If yesterday and the most recent price action is the window that you trade in, which in my world, it's that 2 to 10 day window or a certain percentage gain, I look to book my profits and then go to another trade and look to do it again, getting a little bit of profit taking here. So the biggest thing here to recognize is that this is normal. This is a part of price action. It's funny to hear newer traders talking about like the market's crashing when it's just not, when it's not going up. It's not even trading down, it's just going sideways. But relax. If you want a long-term career in this business, if you want to make money over the long haul, it's a part of what we do. And then you just step back and you wait for strong stocks to close down a couple of days and you look for new spots to buy. Some of the energy stocks did that recently. FANG last couple of days was a pretty decent trade. So we're going to head on over to the charts. We're going to take a look at a couple of headlines. We're going to look at the UK and Pfizer and see how that's playing out in the market. If you have any questions, definitely click down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you find these videos helpful, definitely subscribe to the channel. That would mean the world to me, and you get updates. And if you want to trade live together, click down and learn about the boot camp. I think you'll like what you see. So we're going to first start out with Tesla. This is actually SEC.gov. You can see it was actually just filed this morning, and $5 billion worth of common stock. If we take a look at the stock, you would expect it to be down a lot more. It is down a little bit. This is a natural part of the company expanding. Nothing long-term to be panicking about. This is good to get working capital, right? The other one we talk about is we want to look at Pfizer. Pfizer's COVID vaccine is actually being rolled out in the UK. Now, what's interesting about Pfizer, it hasn't reacted the same way that Moderna did. It's actually, this is the first announcement over here, and the stock has been up. But when you compare that to what Moderna did, not really even the same. Moderna actually doubled in basically 4 or 5 days. Pfizer has not done that. I guess it really depends on the speed of implementation and that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. Pfizer is not really one of those stocks where you're going to jump into the stock and expect it to have this massive volatility like Moderna did. However, it will be in the watch list today, as are all of the COVID stocks. We're day trading them. I'm personally not hanging on to these a little bit longer. If you do, again, go back to the watch list that the videos that we did yesterday discussing working positions on overnight swing trades. If you're going to take that risk of the overnight position, which you can see here, this is what happens if you don't time your entries correctly. The smart way to do it is to pile into those positions as it moves in your favor. So what are you going to, I want to go back to Tesla and what is the actual trade in Tesla today? Tesla had a really nice run. We basically had the buy stop at 460, rallied to 650, right in that area. That's a pretty big move. So this is a natural function of the market. It's going into the S&P 500 this month. There's a lot going on with Tesla this month. Here's the deal with trading Tesla. Whether you're trading it as a day trader, you need your line in the sand, but most people watching these videos are not full-time day traders, at least based on the correspondence that I get. You're mostly at your full-time job. You're looking for longer-term positions. The stock is a little bit overextended. The news is already out now. Personally, I'd be waiting for the stock to pause for 3 to 4 days and then look for a new spot to look for another one of these nice runs to the upside. Probably get another pop as it's about to go into the S&P 500, but it is a little bit extended right now. Now, does that mean you just get out of the position from yesterday after the stock has exploded like this? Well, again, this is one of the biggest mistakes that newer traders make is they don't know what time frame they're trading on. Are you a day trader? Are you a position trader? Are you a swing trader? Are you an investor? You need to know what a profitable trade looks like. If you're an investor, obviously you're not getting out on today's move down. If you're a trader, this could be a good opportunity to be looking to add to an existing position. If you're a day trader, there's going to be plenty of volatility in the stock today. So really what I'm looking to do from a swing trading perspective, I am looking for the stock to open lower, close lower, and then tomorrow open lower, find some buyers, and then look to get long. So that's how I plan on trading this new move. And we're going to be watching that on the weekly charts. SFIX, we actually called this out as a buy in the community yesterday in the boot camp, where we actually saw the stock pull back, hold support, trade into what we call a bullish U-turn. And a bullish U-turn, when it meets certain criteria, you buy on the close. Earnings came out yesterday. The stock's up 32%. The point that I want to make here is we are looking for follow through now today. We keep mentioning all of these stocks that we've been watching day after day. Again, I'll just keep going back to Kohl's as the example. When Kohl's reported earnings, this is what we got after the fact. Will every stock trade that way? No, but that's the stock that we've been trading for the better part of a week and a half because earnings were good and we got follow through. It's a very common question that we get about whether or not you should be holding into earnings or after earnings. Look, I'm not saying one way is right and one way is wrong because everybody has different ways of trading. I personally like to let the earnings come out and then I trade these kind of moves after that. I sleep a lot better. It's easier to recognize the order flow. It's cleaner to read the tape. So looking for the same thing in SFIX today. One that we called out recently, LAZR. Stock has now popped a massive amount today. So what I'd be looking for today, and again, these are tape reading principles, I'd be looking for a higher opening, a push higher, and then for profit taking to be coming into the stock today. When you understand tape reading, when you understand order flow, stocks reach a certain point. I call them a saturation point where they go up, go up, go up, and then they hit a certain point where that last bit of buying opens higher, pushes higher, and that's where profit taking comes in. And that's what I'm actually expecting to see in LAZR today, Luminar Technologies. So I'm looking for a higher opening, profit taking, and then in a day or so, we'll be looking to bid for that again. Space, Virgin Galactic, we've been watching this. We've had 28.50 for a while as the level we've been watching. You could see it here, you could see it here, and you could see it here. So yesterday it gave us a very clean, well-bid candlestick entry into a new long. We're looking for follow through, and you can see the longer term picture. 42 is the first target that we're looking at on the upside. So hopefully you took advantage of this entry with us yesterday because it was one of the cleanest entries that we had. You had plenty of time in the morning to get involved. DocuSign is the one that we've been mentioning where earnings just came out a couple of days ago. Earnings were very good. We've mentioned we've been watching 230 for a while now as the level it needed to clear, stay above, and then we'd get excited about it again. Well, it looks like it's pulling back and going to hold just above 230. So I'm looking for a lower opening today to buy in DocuSign and then look to start initiating a new swing trade. We actually have a trade on the short side today. Best Buy actually rolled over and broke support. The next level down is around 88.50. So this is going to be a little bit slower leak to the downside. I know we're heading into the holiday season and whatnot, but all that's priced into the stock already. It's not going to change over the next 2 weeks. Getting a lot of feedback about PLTR, Palantir Tech. I still like it. Yesterday was a really good, clean, optimal entry. Today would be the second day that I would feel comfortable looking to start build a position. And we're not looking for 34. We're actually looking for new all-time highs here. Next one is NVTA, not NVIDIA, Invite Corp. So this is a different scenario. We just talked about a few stocks that we like on the breakouts. Now we're looking at a stock that this is the first time it cleared a level but did not close strong. So it's going to make us take a step back, look for the stock to go well bid today to get some confirmation, to get some feedback from the market before we look to get long over 54. So what we're looking for is looking for the stock to go well bid, which means higher highs and higher lows from yesterday's candlestick and closing near the highs. Then we'll initiate a new trade on Wednesday, but it needs to be in your watch list so you don't miss the trade. Another one we're going to keep an eye on, which is performing very well again since earnings, which you can see here was the earnings. Just kind of keeps reiterating and validating the idea that you don't need to lose that sleep heading into earnings, unless that's your specialty. But this is, in my opinion, a little bit easier way to trade it. So now we have a nice little breakout from a consolidation candle into, again, let's look where we are, into all-time highs, right? So what's not to like about this stock? It's actually trading well. The lower opening isn't really that big of a deal. The breakout to me was over here at 46. So I'm looking, again, because it's already 3 days higher after what we might call the optimal entry. I still like the long. It's at all-time highs, but I'm not going in with full share size. This would be 1/3 of my position, anticipating the stock to dance around for a little bit because of the new level it just reached. And then if and when it punches through 50, that's when I'll look to add to it. Philip Morris actually is another one that is performing pretty good. If we zoom out a little bit, this is really what got me intrigued. You can see that the next level is around 90, 91. So we've actually now gone what we call well bid into resistance. And we saw this in a lot of the energy stocks right now. So what I'm trying to do is set you up with trades that not necessarily play out today, but definitely trades that you want to be on your watch list because the reward potential to the risk actually makes sense. So we're now well bid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days into the last place that sellers did something significant with a target up here around 91. So we're looking for a pause here in Philip Morris. We're not looking to get long. We're looking for the stock to open flat, go neutral, maybe for a day, maybe two, and then we're going to look to initiate a new swing trade up to 92. So there's actually a pretty decent amount to watch today. We have been getting questions about why haven't we been calling out the electric vehicle stocks. And it really comes down to the fact that the tape in some of these has changed pretty dramatically. So we're waiting for them to go well bid again. We're waiting for a close on a little bit stronger price action. We actually did get that in NEO yesterday. We did not get that in XPEV. So I'm going to start to look at NEO to start building a position. I want to see a little bit better price confirmation in XPEV. The one that we did and will be taking a look at today is Blink Charging. Actually went well bid, closed strong, has some room to go. So we're going to be looking to add to this trade today as well. So I will say this, you really need to be on top of your game right now. The market itself, a lot of experienced traders that I'm talking to right now feel like the market is just kind of melting higher. Again, we have to really put into context what's going on right now. It's the end of the year. We're sad to say still battling out the presidential election in the different news channels right now. And the president himself is making one claim. The other side is making another claim. So we have clarity as far as the winner. We don't have clarity as far as a concession and moving forward. So the market doesn't like that. The market wants clarity. So that's kind of why we're seeing volume drop off a little bit. And we also look, the horrific pandemic headlines as well are not good right now. So the short term, what we're going through with the increased cases across the world, but especially here in the United States, versus when the vaccine will help. Maybe the UK news that we saw today will lift everybody's targets of how soon that can change. Hopefully the better. I know myself personally, I can't wait to get out of the house and go to dinner somewhere. But that's the battle right now. If you feel like you don't have a good read on the overall market right now, there's a lot going on. We have the end of the year. We have the battle between who won the election is going to be conceded and getting the finality of that transition going. And then we also have the dueling pandemic headlines of the cases that we're reporting and the deaths versus the speed of the vaccine. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So what I'm trying to say here is manage your share size properly right now, because until the bigger picture clears up, you need to be very sector specific, industry group specific, and stock specific. And if you're doing that good, if you're on top of your game like we are in the community, you're going to be fine. But I'm not trading any bigger size right now. Some market environments call for it. Some market environments call for let's trade for some cash flow until we feel a little bit better that the order flow is solid and we can lean on it with a little bit more share size. So that's what we got for today. Keep an eye on Tesla. Definitely going to be looking at it. And DocuSign is going to be one that I'm really going to be focused on today, looking for that 230 level to hold. So if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day. I hope to speak to you soon. Take care.